The boy was heartbroken when he found out he hadn't been accepted into any college. Not wanting to disappoint his parents, he decided to fake an acceptance letter. He copied the logo from a real university letter and used Photoshop to replace the name with a made-up one. Then, to make everything look more convincing, he asked a friend who knew computers to help him build a website for the fake school. When the letter was accidentally discovered by his parents, he acted surprised and overjoyed. His parents were thrilled. They checked the school website and were completely convinced their son had been admitted. So his father gave him a check for tuition and living expenses, telling him the whole family would drop him off on his first day of school. Panicked, the boy rushed to his friend to figure out a plan. They rented an abandoned building, renovated it, and spent the entire summer fixing it up. Finally, they hung a school sign at the entrance and even persuaded a retired professor to pretend to be the principal. On the first day of school, they recruited a group of people to act as fellow students. His parents were completely fooled. They excitedly toured the school, chatted with the principal, and left satisfied, urging the boy to study hard. After seeing them off, the boy finally relaxed, ready to take a break, until there was a knock at the door. He opened it to find dozens of students standing outside, ready to enroll. Stunned, he had no idea what was happening, but the students said they were there to register. Terrified, he found his friend and discovered the website had an enrollment portal. These were all students who'd been accepted. Now things were serious. They had taken people's money but had no classes to teach. His friend told him they should just take the money and disappear, but the boy couldn't bring himself to do it. He gathered all the students, planning to tell them the truth, but just as he was about to speak, a boy stood up.
When I got accepted here, it was the first time my parents ever said they were proud of me.
Everyone applauded, and the boy was touched. He remembered how devastated he'd felt when he'd been rejected, so he decided to keep the school running. Of course, starting classes wasn't easy. He didn't know what a university should teach, so he asked every student what they were truly interested in. He brought out a chalkboard and had them write down the subjects they loved most. Then, using the tuition they had paid, he bought supplies and equipment for those areas. Before long, these students, who once had no direction, began to find their purpose. They organized their own events, started projects, and threw themselves into learning with passion. The true purpose of education is to ignite students' passion and creativity. Passion is the best teacher.